Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Kennedy here. It is the first day of May. Now, if you've ever heard of the saying, April showers brings May flowers, so we are hoping for lots of flowers for May and no more showers for a while. We need a lot of sunny days so we get those beautiful flowers blooming. All right, now, I guess if you walk outside, you'll be able to see that some of your flowers in your yard, or maybe some of your trees, have flowers on them, and they really do look beautiful when they're blooming. And that's what's special about spring and May. Now, if we're talking about flowers, there are lots of different kinds of flowers. I have some pictures here of different flowers that you can see. This is called a zinnia, and up here we have an apple blossom. This flower will go away and then you get a little bud on there with an apple starting after a couple weeks. Here we have a dandelion. I'm sure that you might have some dandelions in your yard, or some you see along the way if you're walking. And here's another pretty flower called an aster. Now, I brought some flowers in that I have in my yard. Now, this one I know you know because we just mentioned this one. And this one is called a dandelion. And this one is yellow. And the different parts of the flowers, I'll show you all my flowers and then we'll talk about some of the parts of the flowers. Here is a blue one. It's called a coral bell. That's blue or purplish. And then I brought in a few little purple violets. They're very pretty, but they're very tiny. And I picked another yellow flower, but I don't know what it's called, but it's very pretty. And this is part of the dandelion. If we open it up, we can see all the white things inside. And this is what happens after the dandelion is finished blooming and all the yellow goes away. And we have all the white, and then when it dries a little bit, you can blow on them. And usually if you blow, then you can also make a wish on them. That's always fun to do too. Now, this is one of my favorite ones. This is in my flower bed, and this is called a forget-me-not. They're purple, and these flowers like to be in the shade more than the sun. They like the shade a lot. And now we're going to talk about the different parts of the flowers. And here is a picture of the different parts of the flowers. Everyone probably knows that these things around this outside that are the color of the flower, they're called petals. And then we have the green part that comes down at the bottom. That's called the stem. And then the green things at the bottom, they're called the leaves of the flower plant. And in here, inside the flower, if you look really close into some of the flowers, now the ones I have, you can't really see the parts of the flower. But here is a part of the flower. It's called the stamen. And this is where the yellow powder is in there, and that's called the pollen. So we know now that the petals are the flower part. The stem is usually green, that comes down. And then on the bottom, usually you have some leaves from your flower. And then you have the pollen in here, which germinates and becomes another flower in time. So there are lots of different flowers that have the same parts. Here is a pretty flower, and here you can see the inside of this one. This is a poppy. So there are many beautiful flowers, and if we were at school, I would show you the whole book. But since we're not, I guess we'll just have to make do with this. Now, I do have two seeds, these two big seeds are called sunflower seeds, and some of you eat these. And these sunflower seeds are in the middle of the sunflower, and the sunflower is usually a really big yellow flower, and it has a lot of seeds like this, and if you plant them, they will grow into another sunflower plant. Now I also have the one that I said was the forget-me-not, and these are the seeds from the forget-me-not. Now these are really big seeds, and now we're going to look at some really tiny seeds. I just wish I could be with you in person to do this together. I will show you some of the tiny seeds. Where are the seeds? They're on the bottom. And you can see, I'll hold it up. These are the tiny seeds from the forget-me-not. And then you have the large seeds from the sunflower. And if we plant them, we put them in the ground, we cover them with soil, and then you know what we need. We need the raindrops, we need the sunshine to keep them warm under the ground, and then they will germinate and they will grow into a flower. So now I thought, since we are talking about flowers, we could make a picture, maybe a beautiful picture you can give to Mommy for Mother's Day. This is a picture we're going to make. It's 1, 2, 3 flowers, and we have the stems, and we have the leaves, and up here I made a blue sky and yellow sunshine and a couple little wispy clouds going across the sky, and down here is some grass. So maybe we can do this together. First of all, now you can pick whatever color background you would like. I have a white background, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and maybe you have maybe Mommy has a cupcake paper at home you could use. So the first flower I'm going to make is with a cupcake paper. I'm going to put some glue on the back, and I'm going to put it right on my paper, just like this. And that's going to be a pretty pink flower. Now I thought maybe I'd make a different color flower, and if you do not have cupcake papers at home, what you can do is you can take a different color piece of paper. I have a yellow one here, and maybe you and Mommy can trace a circle on the paper using a cup, maybe just a plastic cup would be fine. And then you could take your preschool scissors, the size I have here, and you could cut out the circle. Now, I have the circle cut out, and what makes it going to make it extra fancy is if you do little snippings across the whole flower. And it will just take a little snip with your scissor, and it will look like this. And I'm going to put glue on the back of this one. I'm going to put it on my paper, and it's going to look like this. And they're going to be two different kinds of flowers. And then I thought, well, these are two bigger ones. Thought maybe I need a smaller one. So I looked in my cupboard where my cupcake papers are, and I found these little cupcake papers. Now, if you don't have them, or you don't have any cupcake papers, you can use the different colors construction paper. And then you put glue on the back, and you put it down on the paper. So now you have 3 different color flowers, pink, yellow, and this one's purple. So now I am going to take my orange marker. I have a pack of markers here. I'm going to take my green marker, and I'm going to make a stem just like this. And then I'm going to make another stem just like this. Now the middle one, I'm going to make a different kind of stem. So I'm going to take some green construction paper, and if you have brown or a different color, that would work fine. I'm going to cut a strip of paper. Now maybe you can get mommy to draw a line on your piece of paper, and then you can try to cut on the line. It's such good practice. Now I'm going to cut a piece of green construction paper like this. I'm going to glue it right down. I have a glue stick right down here underneath the flower, and I'll show you what it's going to look like. Right under this flower. So now we have 3 flowers and we have 3 stems. Now we need to put some leaves on here. So I'm going to put a leaf like this and a leaf like that. And you know what? You can make it a round leaf if you want to, just like that. Whatever kind of leaf you would like to make, you can do them. They all will be beautiful. Then I'm going to take my green piece of paper and I'm going to put some glue on here. Now I cut 2 little strips and I put glue on them, and I'm going to put them on the little flower, the purple one, and it will look like the bottom of the flower has 2 leaves on them. Now to make it look extra special, I thought I'd take some more of my green paper and I'd make some grass on the bottom. Now, you don't have to do this. It's up to you. You don't have to put the grass on if you don't want to. And I cut the long strip into little pieces. And I know you can do that because you do it at school. And then I'm going to just take those little snippings, like we do snip at school sometimes, and I'm going to glue them down at the bottom of the flowers. And that's going to be the grass, and the beautiful flowers are growing in the grass. It looks like the sun is coming out a little more, so that means maybe we'll have a little more sunshine and a beautiful day. Okay, now we have 3 flowers, a pink, a yellow, and a purple, and we have the leaves, we have the stems and the leaves, and this one I drew, and this one I drew, and then the middle one I used the green construction paper. Now for the flowers to grow, of course, the flowers need sunshine, so I'm going to put a sun up in the corner. And I'm going to give my son a smiley face. My son looks very happy. Okay, so here is my sunshine. You can draw a sunshine too. And that makes the flowers grow even more when they see the sunshine. And up at the top, you know, we need a blue sky. So I'm just going to take my marker and just almost like a scribble the sky at the top. And there are a few little clouds in the sky just floating by, just tiny ones. One little one there, another small one up in here. So now we have our flower picture finished. Now, the only thing we want to do is make these look a little fancier. So what you want to do is take your pinchy fingers and squeeze the paper together. And then you have a flower that looks like this. You can do this with a little one. Okay. And then the one that you cut, you're going to take your fingers and do like pinchy fingers and squeeze it up. You can do one at a time, which makes it look better. I'm just doing them almost all at the same time. And there is our flower picture. Now I think this would be a perfect picture to give to Mommy for Mother's Day. And you know what? You could write your name right across there. I'm going to write my name. And I'm going to write mine in pink. Because you know how mommies like pink for Mother's Day. I'm going to put my name up here. And I know all of you can write your name now. So it would be nice if you would write your name. Then Mommy can see how good you write your name. And she will have a beautiful picture for Mother's Day. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day and all weekend, and start looking for some flowers outdoors. And don't forget, for Mother's Day, if you want to make this picture and give it to Mommy, don't forget to give her a big hug and kiss with your picture. Because you know mommies are very, very important. And next weekend will be Mother's Day. So take care, enjoy making your picture, and we shall see you soon. Love you, bye-bye.